What's up? Yeah, I probably should post. But I just wanted to make this very clear. I did DM Tectone that I was going to do this. I'm not looking for clout. I just find these kinds of videos very just, and I'm more calling out the person who published this, and because this is all personal stuff. I don't care if Tectone put shit out there about his personal life. Uh, that's a mistake on him. I don't care about the women involved. If they publish stuff about their personal life, I don't care. What bothers me is that people are jumping to conclusions. What bothers me is unless something happens in this video, because I haven't watched it all the way through, but what I've seen so far is there is a very big bias opinion here. Obviously, the person who published this, Shamu, doesn't like Tectone. It's obvious. Let me get this posted on Twitter. Not if people want to jump chat. I got two computers. That's why you're not seeing me do. It's, give me a minute. I know Tectone's live now. I know he's not going to see it. He may never see it, but or respond to it. I'm not expecting him to. I'm concerned about it, but I just, unlike people who do stuff like this, reacts. I want people to know I'm doing it. The only person I never contact about doing a react to anything is doing the whole Nux Taku saga I did. Because no, to be honest, I don't respect Nux. But I kind of do respect Tectone. Right? I don't think Tectone's a bad person. I'm not being biased. I have not seen any kind of proof that he is. I just don't agree with some of the things he says. I think that's fair. I don't think anybody should agree with everything someone says. I'm sorry for the silence, but I just had to get that Twitch. Twitch. All right. Like I said, I respect Tectone. That doesn't mean I'm a fan. I respect his drive, his not necessarily his attitude, his willingness to put his opinions out there. Sometimes he comes off like an asshole. I mean, he even admits that. But this video right here, and once again, I did let Tectone know that I'm doing this and I'm live right now. And it's not because I want clout. It's because I don't think this is right. I don't think anybody should make a video like that. I was not a big fan when people were doing it to Anision because you can tell they're biased, how biased they'll be. I'm not a big fan of spreading hate just to spread hate. People gonna make that accusation about my videos about nuts, but I have facts to back up my stuff. From what I've seen of this video, it's just trying to generate a hate mob.
After Tectone was caught.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. And there will be pauses and me reacting to.
Hey guys, please hit like on the video as it helps the channel and the algorithm. If you want to support more content like this, you can do so at patreon.com/shamu4in1.
Hold on, I just realized something. You can tell how new I am to this because I don't have my headphones on. You're just hearing the getting double sound because coming through my speaker. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah. Professional. I will never claim I'm a professional streamer because I'm not. Hey, I only got 6 fucking subs. Let's face facts. I'm not exactly setting the world on fire. let's listen to this now that I got my headphones.
Move 411. Also, channel memberships and super chats are enabled. Tectone, a streamer with close to 1 million subscribers on both YouTube and Twitch, has spent the past year embroiled in a assault scandal with his ex-girlfriend, and while facing these serious allegations, it was discovered that his father, who he had brought on streams and podcasts, was one of the most infamous in U.S. military history.
So, literally, so what? Are we holding Tectone accountable for whatever his father supposedly did? That's his father. Different human being. Now, there's been rapists, there's been killers, there's been a lot of people who've done horrendous things who have children. So, should the children be held accountable for the sins of their parents? Why even bring this shit up? It's a non fucking issue. Oh, he learned this behavior from his father. Prove it. Prove it. Show me evidence that he learned the behavior from his father. If you're going to bring this up, give me a reason why you're bringing this up, no other than trying to defame Tectone. There's no reason to bring this shit up other than just to be hateful and spiteful, and quite frankly, it's a shitty thing to do because there's no reason for it.
The absurdity of the situation piqued my interest, and after putting together a timeline of events and testimony, what I found was a man willing to lie, deceive, and manipulate those around him. Sourcing court documents I found, I believe this video will offer an exclusive look into what has really been going on with Tectone, and it is not good. Is he guilty? Well, by the end of the video, you will at least have some clarity as to how we got here, but you know what they say, like father, like son.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. That pisses me off. Listen, I'm a father, okay? I have kids, and my fuck ups are mine. They have zero reason to be held accountable for my fuck ups. None. My mistakes are my mistakes. My children do not share the blame. It's not their fault. So they should not be held accountable. So people saying sins of the father, fuck off. That just tells me you don't have kids. And you have zero comprehension what it's like to be a parent. Because I tell you what, you fuck up, I expect you to have your kids go to school with a sign stating everything that you fucked up. Because that's just a bullshit thing to do. Fuck off.
I don't know what happens, bro. Just bad follows me like the plague. Do you take my trash out?
Yes.
And why are you doing that?
Because Tectone is the breadwinner. He makes the money.
No, it's because you're a...
Responsible human being.
That's like saying you're gonna make but not have the money shot. It ain't if there ain't a money shot. She looks real submissive and looks like, in the words of Halsey, I can take a pounding.
She was going to do something.
What's
much
the
worse,
point of all
so
this
bad
shit?
It would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not
Well,
going
you
to
just-
say what it was that she was
No,
doing.
you could just
but it
do
was so
still
horrific,
pictures
it
of
would
this
have ruined
shit.
all of our lives.
Oh,
in some
girls
ways.
don't like crazy guys.
All you're doing is
Here's
setting
the
the
deal.
tone of your
It will
biases.
never
You're
not
not
be the hottest thing ever when
clever.
a thick female has a in their mouth. Am I gonna get canceled over this? No. You want to know why? Because I don't have secrets.
Tectone as a streamer is best known for playing in
All that was unnecessary. You're showing your bias. You're not interested in truth. You're interested in sending hate to Tectone's way. That's all you're interested in. Your title tells me that. I don't get it. Because if you're actually interested in the truth, you would automatically start going there. I mean, when I did my video about Tectone and his views of the VTuber industry, yeah, I let the whole video just play because I did that for a reason. Because it was my responses were 4 hours long because he kept on repeating the same thing over and over again, and I kept on pausing. So I just let the whole video play through at the very beginning so people know what I'm reacting to. I played it at a different speed. Then I have my response. All you have, you showed a cast of characters. You could just use thumbnails for that shit, but you added the voices of their comments and Tectone's comments just so you can get your audience to go, Tectone's a piece of shit right off the bat. Not, you're already setting the tone of your video. You're directing you're manipulating your audience to think a certain way before you even start going into any kind of detail.
promoting gacha games like Genshin Impact, which from what I can tell is essentially like gambling for children, as these sorts of companies generate revenue from using
EA does it. FIFA. Loot boxes. So fucking what? Who gives a shit? What's the point? What? All you have to say that Tectone started his streaming career as a gacha streamer. This is a nothing burger. Who gives a shit?
users gambling on pulls to get an endless supply of sought-after characters and items.
We get a new 5-star. We gonna get it 100%. You wanna know why? Because I'm supposed to. Because I'm supposed to. And you wanna know how I know? Because chat, right now, if you follow my stream and you're new here, you get 3 free.
What's the
pulls
point of
on the
this?
star rail. That's the crazy thing. Here we go. We have.
Is this supposed to make him look bad? What's the point of that?
Here we go. Here we go. Please, Clara. Clara, bro, you out. Clara, bro.
What's the fucking point? This is a sentence. You don't need this video. And
Run you out! Clara, run you out! Please! Please!
Jesus fucking Christ, can we move on?
Go! Oh my God!
What's the point?
We did it, dude! My number one most wanted
Who
unit!
gives a
I
shit?
almost passed out on the ground. I'm not kidding you. I almost passed out on the ground. My
He
blood
likes
pressure was
gotcha
so high.
games.
I swear on my life. I pinky promise. I was about to
Can we
pass out.
fucking
This
move
feeling
on?
of free-to-play Bronya.
Even Tectone, the one promoting these games, doesn't seem to be immune from spending large sums of money on exploitative Chinese crap. Yes, my two favorite Chinese imports, Genshin Impact and fentanyl.
Okay, what's your commentary about EA's loot boxes? Who else? I mean, because I don't participate in this type of shit. If I buy a game that requires me to spend more money to get quote unquote skins and all that stuff, I don't spend the money on doing that because I don't fucking care. I don't care. What's the fucking point? That he's gave money to a Chinese company? Well, guess what? So have you. You probably bought some products within the last 4 fucking years at fucking Walmart and other places, and guess what? They're probably made in goddamn China, and you gave money to China. What's your fucking point?
I love China.
Higher.
350?
Higher. Higher.
It's his fucking money. Who gives a shit?
A little bit higher.
Wait,
550.
on just Genshin?
Yeah, I spent $500,000 on Genshin Impact.
Who gives a shit? If he goes
Tectone
broke
joined OTK,
because of it,
or the one
it's his thing.
streaming organization on November 21st, 2021, with streamers such as Osmongold, Mizkif, and later Emiru. Interestingly, OTK has had several different scandals in the same realm as Tectone's.
What does this have to do with Tectone? What's the point of this? You're trying to do the whole guilt by association bullshit. Well, if you're doing that, well, I hope no, you don't associate with anybody who's done something fucking wrong, because then you're guilty just being a friend, not actually taking part of it or doing a video with them, doing this shit. You're just a friend. Who gives a shit? Oh, fuck.
One of the co-owners was accused of SA, and the other co-owner, Mizkif, was accused of covering up an assault. Tectone is also one of the biggest Osmongold
That's their
worshippers
fucking
on
problem,
Mod.
not
He basically thinks
Tectone's.
the guy walks on water anytime he comes up.
The reason why I started being a streamer was because of Asmon. Asmon has been and always will be my favorite streamer. The dude's funny, the guy's charismatic, and he made me feel better about my life.
Tectone would eventually host the Steak and Eggs podcast with Osmongold and Emiru. Before we can get to the absurdities of epigenetic, we need to go back to August of 2022, when Tectone's then wife, Freem, left him.
You've been losing weight. Do I look different than when I first started Camp Canoe?
Yeah.
Because I'm bald?
Because your face.
Abusive relationship.
That's why I'm leaving.
Okay, I don't like this joke anymore. I don't like this joke. Frig, I'll give you a hug.
From the body language of Freem, it really looks like she does not want him hugged.
Did she say she didn't want him to hug her? You make an inference here, not a factual statement. You're stating opinions. Who gives a fuck about your opinion? Stick to facts.
Hugging her.
Jesus Christ, this video's an hour
Have a
long.
hug back. The pound in the back feels very father-son-ish. Thank you.
Earlier, Tectone would explain to his stream that he had been hurting his wife for a very long time, with pretty poor explanations, all while Freem was packing her things to leave him.
I want to get this announcement out of the way beforehand. I've heard that I have been hurting someone. I've been hurting someone that I care a lot about. Sometimes, Chad, caring too much is not good. It's really not. Sometimes you can mean well, but still cause
once again, what's the point? He's admitting that he's done some things wrong, but what's your fucking point here? This is unnecessary. This is just trying to. No, we get it. You don't like Tectone. We get it. Can we fucking move on to actual facts?
I guess overbearingness to the people who you care about, because we've been together since we were so young.
I'm so tempted to go to
a very bad
2.0
codependency
speed
for one another.
Twice as much.
Sometimes when
but
Frame isn't in the house, I can't function as a human being at all. I just can't do it, because it got to a point where I didn't really know the difference of who I was and who Freem was. And when Freem wasn't around me, I didn't feel like a complete human being. And during that process, I hurt my wife because she was overworked. And y'all know that. It's even a meme. It's even a meme. Me yelling Freem. Freem! Sprinting over here. And so I've been hurting Freem for a very long time. I stopped seeing her as a different person. I saw her as myself. And I asked her to do too much.
I don't get it.
Too much. And Freem.
All right. All right. One, let me close the window because I'm afraid that outside noise is coming here. I like having fresh air when I'm doing things. This is getting serious, and I don't want people to hear me yell and scream outside or get. I'm not going to yell and scream. I'll just get very intense. I don't want them to hear this stuff I'm going to say. So 1 second. We'll continue on here in a minute. I'm so agitated. I didn't bring even open stuff. I don't know if anybody's in chat saying anything because I didn't have it open. Oh. Hey, once again, let me turn it on. Let's open this speaker. Okay. I get what he's talking about. I was married, and you can lose yourself, who you are, and become so dependent on your partner that your self-worth gets tied up in your partner. Sometimes, if it's done right, it's healthy. But most of the time, what happens is your partner feels overwhelmed. Okay, that can happen in a marriage because divorce feels like you're a failure. Regardless to the reason why you got divorced, you feel like a failure. That you failed. And it's not a pleasant experience. I never heard of anybody sit there and say they had a good time going through their divorce. Hell, when celebrities go through divorce, there's very little information that comes out unless it's kids are involved and shit like that. Most people want this to stay behind doors. They don't want it out there in the public. So they don't give you details. And there's a reason for that. Because they fucking feel like a failure. right? I get that from what Tectone is saying right now. He feels like a failure. His marriage went down. He had done some things wrong, and those reasons we don't need to know about. His audience don't need to know. He's trying. If and shit's going to come out here later on. I'm assuming that it turned ugly, and because Tectone is a big streamer, it's broadcast over there. I mean, people get vindictive. Not just women, men do too. They get vindictive, and anger from a place of pain cause you, I'm going to get back at this person. I'm not saying his wife did that. I'm not saying he did that. What I'm saying is, I know about it. I know how people in this situation behave because I've been in this situation. My ex-wife talks about me like I'm the second incarnation of Satan. But I will never say anything bad about her. Not because I'm still in love with her or anything like that. That's not who I am. I work through my issues privately. And I'm not going to come on here or any platform and talk about my ex-wife in a way that I'm not going to give you details on why we're not broke up. I'm going to make ex-wife jokes. No, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. Because people who are going through divorce, you reach a point where you can make a joke about it. When you can start making jokes about it, you're starting to heal. If you still come on there and you're being vindictive and everything, you're giving them attention. You're showing them that they still live in your head. It's just not a healthy attitude to have. You're hurting yourself more than you're hurting them. Anyway, let's continue with this video.
Was also hurting me in a way where she wouldn't communicate with me because she was afraid due to her past relationship. But what I realized is a little bit too late, is that Freem is not me. And just because I'm okay with creating content 24/7 does not mean that my wife would be okay with that. I thought you were getting divorced? Same.
They would divorce only 4 months later. Freem filed for it, and Tectone would start a relationship with Twitch streamer and OnlyFans model Pink Chew.
But yeah, Ping is one of the best people I've ever met. She's never done anything wrong. An amazing human being.
People would continue to question if Tectone was abusive and what was really going on when clips started to.
We haven't even seen anything about that. Man, you're being very manipulative. You haven't shown anything yet. You're setting up people to be biased against Tectone. Can we start getting into some facts, some proof to your statements? We're almost 10 minutes. We're 6 minutes in, and you have shown no proof. You showed divorce papers, but not what's in the divorce papers. I mean, yeah, I could probably go online and find it if I really want to, but I don't really give a shit. That's Tectone and his ex-wife's business. I don't give a shit. It's not my business of what happened. It's nobody's business. Unless Tectone goes to her house, takes out a gun, and shoots her in the fucking head. Then it becomes national news. But this is nothing. This is National Enquirer bullshit.
Resurface online.
How do I deal with them? touch him.
Don't touch me.
I'm patient.
No, you're
He's fucking
like
joking.
the most impatient, moody I've ever met.
I'm patient when it comes to you.
Freem, I carry our marriage, and you know that. Freem,
That's
you
tough.
know that.
I think we have a pretty 50-50 marriage.
You're high.
Tectone gives the game away in this clip for being a wholly unlikable tool and a What's more shocking?
What's going on is Tectone's playing the asshole. It's obvious. Reading way too much in a bit. I think Tectone is doing a bit. Now, if he's actually saying this is the truth, yeah, there's a fucking problem. Okay? But we have no... You have shown nothing.
Shocking, though, is that he has the lack of self-awareness to do this with his then wife on a live stream.
You're high. I'm not saying you don't help, but you think it's 50-50? Explain.
I mean, okay.
I would unironically say I'm probably one of the best husbands on planet Earth.
You're a very good husband.
No. I wouldn't say very good. I would say one of the best.
I'm just saying, like, you carry in social aspects, I carry in the back end tech stuff. And I feel like together we make a good team.
But marriage, dude, I am the conflict resolution god.
Yeah, you are.
100%.
No, 100% you are.
I am the greatest shoulder to cry on.
Uh,
I am the greatest consoler.
What's
I'm understanding
what's the
everything.
point?
The romantic shit I do is crazy. Like, are you... I'm... Why are you giggling? Freeman, you know beyond a shadow that I'm an incredible husband.
I never said that you weren't.
But you never said that I was.
Okay, you are an incredible husband.
How
This is coming off a bit. This is a
He's really
fucking
channeling
bit.
that inner narcissistic, sassy gay man to tell his then wife that she isn't worth.
You are reading way too much into that. Way too much to that. You see, God, show some actual factual proof that she didn't like this. You haven't. You're manipulating your audience. Show some proof.
Worth anything. He's the best guy ever.
How accommodating I've been is insane. Why are you not saying anything?
I'm saying, yes, I agree. Of course.
So for like marriages and emotions and understanding and communication, I would say I do about 90% of that.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Or it's just a fucking habit she has. Do you live with her? Do you know if she goes around the house constantly picking her face? You don't fucking know. You're saying it's stress. It's probably, nothing. It could be nothing, too. That's something she just does.
Majority of marriage is communication.
Yes. I give you your space, you give me my space. We mutually love each other. We mutually are happy with each other. We're still each other's best friends, I hope, right?
That's a lot of assuming happening right now.
Come on.
It's a lot of assuming.
When this car clip resurfaced online, Tectone went to sweep it up directly. But specifically what I find interesting is he says, quote, "We pretty much had to get a divorce to save our friendship, which worked, and was definitely for the better. You may not realize it yet, but this is just an outright manipulative lie by Tectone, something I will explain in more depth shortly." Tectone would
Why don't you explain it now? Why don't you show the proof now? You played that clip and you're manipulating your audience. I will say this is the mistake Tectone did. He brought his personal life onto his channel. That's always been a fucking mistake. It's the Onision move. Do not bring your personal life onto your channel unless you want people to judge every little fucking thing you do with your partner. How you talk to her, how she talks to you. whether she's crying because the cat died and you're kind of not being emotional about it, because people are going to judge you for every fucking thing you do. If you bring your personal life onto your channel, that is a mistake. You never mix business and personal together. Business life is business life. You keep it away from your personal life. That's what Tectone fucked up on. He should have just kept his business strictly about streaming, about his gacha game, whatever content he was making, and didn't bring his wife at the time or his girlfriend or you don't tell people shit about what's going on in your personal life. One of the reasons why you don't see my face, because I don't want you to. I don't want you to see my face. I want to have privacy. Now, Tectone's cool with it. He doesn't mind. That's him. Me, I do not want my face out there. I do not want people to recognize me. Also, quite frankly, I'm not the best looking guy in the world. And I don't want people to judge me for my looks. But Tectone's cool with it. Okay, he can handle it. I'm not saying that I can't. I just don't want to deal with it. Because it's a bunch of little kids going, oh, he's ugly. Huh, he's old. I fucking know. I don't want to deal with the comments. That's all. But Tectone's mistake was bringing his personal life onto his channel. That's every time someone does that, it's always turned out to be a big fucking mistake. There's very few times that it doesn't go bad. In fact, I can't think of one, to be honest with you. But I'm sure there's some examples out there of people doing it and it's okay.
Further present this narrative that everything was all good on stream.
Also, you gotta understand, like, Frame doesn't like when people paint me as a fucking villain, right? Because it kind of just, like, decredits our entire fucking marriage, right? Like, a couple of bad moments doesn't ruin 10 fucking years, you know what I mean? I just really want Frame to be able to get out of the public eye. That's all I want.
And of course,
Please,
people like you are
God,
going to keep her in the
nobody
public
clip
eye.
this, please. It's just very hard for me to talk about Frame because she was my wife for a very long time, and I don't like remembering how ugly
What was
she
that? What was that?
Tectone would further present this narrative that everything was all good on stream.
Also, you gotta understand, like, Frame doesn't like when people paint me as a fucking villain, right? Because it kind of just, like, decredits our entire fucking marriage, right? Like, a couple of bad moments doesn't ruin 10 fucking years, you know what I mean? I just really want Frame to be able to get out of the public eye. That's all I want. And please, God, nobody clip this, please. Just
Douchebag. What's the point of that? Just no other reason just to be a douche. It's who gives a shit? Can we actually get to some facts, please? Something to back up the reason why you're showing all this shit. It's almost 10 minutes in, and you haven't shown any evidence to your claim that he's an abusive liar.
very hard for me to talk about Frame. She was my wife for a very long time, and I don't like remembering how ugly the end of our marriage got. My life's going in a great direction, and that's the only reason why it hurts. That's the only reason why it's scary. Am I gonna get canceled over this? No. You wanna know why? Because I don't have secrets. The last 2 years were really rough. It was really rough. Now the shit that I would do with Frame, the icky shit I would do with Frame, that wasn't good, right? I'm probably gonna delete this VOD after this stream. But holy dude, my friends can't even react to me without it being a hate thread. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry.
After a back and forth on Twitter about Frame being free from Tectone occurred, Freem would clarify the situation with, quote, "Since some think this is playful banter, it's not. We are not on good terms, by the way. But this is between me, him, and our lawyers. Sorry for not wanting to talk about my personal life online. Some things just shouldn't be used for content."
Of course, you use it for content. I don't get people like this. I really don't. They just know. Because I went through it, people hated me. People believed everything that my ex-wife said until truth started happening. Until truth started to come out. Then those people stopped hating me and realized, oh my dear God, she was full of shit. So this is what's annoying. You have two people that were in a relationship for an extended period of time. They know each other's buttons. They know what buttons to push to get a reaction out of them. And now they're going through a painful situation. The temptation to push buttons is there. And it, quite frankly, it's easy to do. It's very easy to do. And to go down past where you know it's going to fucking hurt the other person. And you go down that path just so you can go, I got you. To be malicious. Because you feel hurt and you want them to feel just as hurt as you do. It's not abusive. It's being human. Abusive is if he was going online and calling her a fat, ugly pig, calling her all sorts of shit, claiming that she did some horrible things and all that. I haven't seen nothing like that. You haven't shown anything.
Discord DMs were sent to Tectone and Pink of Freem posting screenshots of a bra being purchased on Amazon from Tectone's account well prior to his divorce, and then Pichu wearing it at a later date. Freem also still had access to the security cameras and posted
Proof that he gave it to her.
pictures of Pink Chew coming in and out of Tectone's house. This was on a date where Freem was supposed to be with Tectone for Christmas. Because of these new posts, Tectone and his new girlfriend would strike back at Freem viciously. Before we get into the nuclear response Pink and Tectone
Jesus
made,
fucking
I want to
Christ.
jump ahead and let everyone know that Pink has since stated that she was used as a pawn by Tectone to attack his ex-wife, Freem, that he convinced her and told her to do everything that's about to happen. Regardless of the merit of these claims, you cannot convince me that Tectone was not aware of what his current girlfriend was about to levy at his ex-wife. Keep this in mind for what's about to come next. Tectone's current girlfriend, Pink, would post the Discord DMs of Freem and respond with, quote, "This woman is a criminal and has caused me so much anxiety and distress the last year, I needed to take a break. She spied on me with cameras, even private moments, and shared it with my colleagues and friends illegally. Without knowing her, she spread rumors about me, tried to ruin my career and friendships. I didn't go to the police.
Oh, Jesus
with fear of what she
Christ,
would do
come
because
on.
She is completely obsessed with me and is unhinged." Freem would respond to Pink with, quote, "Have your lawyers reach out to mine." Tex had their info for months. Pink would then start a live stream attacking Freem and announcing she had gone to the police to press charges on Freem for revenge. What you're about to see was all planned, and Tectone would actually raid Pink's stream prior to her starting.
Tectone's
They were dating at the time. Why wouldn't he raid her shirt? That's not evidence. It's just evidence they're in a relationship. But whatever.
ex-wife has been stalking and harassing me and Tectone for over a year now. She has not left us alone. She has stalked bank statements, internet history, was spying on me when I came to visit Techie because I guess she originally was spying on Techie, and spread revenge of footage that is considered revenge to people from the cameras as well. I have gone to the police. Here is a police report. I try to clear up as much as I can. I have a police report. The cops are doing their thing. I'm not going to get into the specifics about the revenge. And yes, her spreading revenge is sexual harassment if she doesn't want to believe it. I thought she was going to make the video that she took of me public. So I called her out. That was the first thing because I was scared she was going to start a narrative against me. She has ruined Tectone's image.
Are you starting to notice some things? Pink later said that there was no revenge So who was telling her that there was? She also tries to run narrative for Tectone. She even brings up the divorce court papers, which I would presume came from him.
The reason why on Christmas.
Divorce papers are public. What is it most likely that Tectone gave her divorce papers and say, hey, this is what happened in my previous relationship? Just want you to know. But unless we get a confirmation from Tectone, you can't say that Tectone gave it to her. You just, what you should have said is she had access to Tectone's divorce papers. And don't imply that Tectone gave it to her. Because we have no proof of that. Is highly likely, but highly likely is not factual.
Tectone canceled plans with Freem is because I was a new friend to Tectone. Tectone had talked to me about the mental abuse he went through with her. He confided in me all the abuse he was dealing with, the cheating, and how hurt he was. And I told him, I don't feel comfortable meeting her. I don't want to know this person. I feel very uncomfortable. I think you should maybe take a step back and maybe get some help and think about, what has happened, because I felt bad. Like, he still had empathy for her, even after getting cheated on, even after a lot of stuff she did to him.
Remember that the ex-wife Freem has said virtually nothing in this publicly, and the things being shown are DMs that somebody else leaked to Peek and Tectone. All of a sudden now Freem is an abuser and a revenge.
Let me also just remind people, I've never met Freem. I've never met her once in my life. I hope I never have to, okay?
What? Okay, you show the important part, right? Now, can you get onto your fucking proof already? Because show me that Tectone manipulate her into doing this. All right. Show it to me. Show me one where she has evidence that he did this, or show me where Tectone says that he had her do this. Don't, you're dragging this out for no other reason, just to manipulate your audience.
And that's why it's scary, because it's like this scary unknown, and I have to just deal with it. And I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to sit around and just let somebody try to destroy my life. She was going to do something much worse, so bad it would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not going to say what it was that she was doing, but it was so horrific, it would have ruined all of our lives.
And the reason why Tectone went nuclear? Because his ex-wife Freem was about to make her alleged and abuse she went through from her husband Tectone public. Tectone has denied this for years, that this was even happening, by the way. But what people aren't aware of is that legal documentation between Pink and Freem clearly states, quote, the dispute between Freem and Tectone relates to a serious and false allegation against Tectone. During that call, Tectone and Pinkchu learned that Freem had a Google Doc, and she was planning to release it to the public. We'll get into further detail later, but it's important
Dear
to realize
God!
that the attacks
Can you just get to the fucking point? Stop trying to manipulate people and just get to the point. We're 15 minutes in. Right now, only thing we have.
Tectone and Pinkchu learned that Freem had a Google Doc, and she was planning
That this Google Doc that Freem is planning to release to the public. The Google Doc claims that multiple people Freem was planning to release unless Tectone and his attorneys. Dude, if you read this here, it doesn't make Freem look good. Because of right now, you have shown no evidence at all of Tectone manipulating people. You have shown no evidence at all that Tectone was doing anything wrong. All we got right now is a he said, she said situation. And you know what you do? Know what you do in those situations? You wait for the truth to come out. You wait for a legal document saying evidence finds that this person did this. All you're doing is manipulating people to think that Tectone has done something horrendous. I hate to tell you, so far, he hasn't done nothing awful. You have shown nothing. Only thing you have shown is that Freem and Tectone were going through a painful situation where they were getting a divorce. Tectone moved on to Pink, whatever the fucking name is, and Freem got jealous. That's all I can infer from the information you have provided so far. You purposely highlighted this part and moved on as fast as you can because you didn't want people to read the rest of it, which doesn't make Freem look good. You don't even provide context to the whole paragraph where this document where this is in the divorce documents. You call Tectone manipulative. Let's continue on.
To release it to the public. We'll get into further detail later, but it's important to realize that the attacks Pink made prior is a direct response to Tectone finding out through Pink that Freem was going to go public with the alleged abuse she went through with Tectone. I reached out to Tectone to get his side of the story in any context I could. At first he said he was happy to answer any questions until he realized how meticulously I had gone through everything. I asked him what the allegations were that Pink mentioned were going to ruin all of their lives, not letting him know I already had the court documents proving what they were. And he lied to me. He said, quote,
"Those screenshots
were going to ruin all of their lives, not letting him know I already had..."
No, you don't. Pink reached out to whoever because had promised to issue a public apology. Pink, however, whoever that is, I'm not going to try to say that, explains that her understanding of the dispute between Freem and Tectone relates to a serious and false allegation against Tectone.
Had the court documents proving what they were, and he lied to me. He said, quote, "No allegations." How meticulously I had gone through everything. I asked what the allegations were that Pink mentioned were going to ruin all of their lives, not letting him know I already had the court documents proving what they were.
During that call, Tectone and Pink learned that Freem had. That's proof of nothing. Like I said before, this makes Freem look bad. Doesn't make Tectone or Pink look bad. Where's your evidence for anything you have said so far? Because if you're using this, I hate to tell you, this makes Freem look horrible. The Duke claims that multiple people were aware of alleged conduct and Freem was planning to release unless Tectone and its attorneys acquiesced to Freem's demands. This comes off that Freem was blackmailing Tectone and Pink. What the fuck? What's your point? That's why you don't let it stay up long enough for people to actually read it. You just highlighted the portion that makes your argument look good. Dude, read the whole goddamn paragraph. Because right now, from what you have posted in your video, Freem was trying to blackmail those two. That's what I could get out of this situation. from what you presented.
Her, and he lied to me. He said, quote, "No allegations were going to be made against me. This was between her and another woman." Provably a lie.
It was so horrific.
I asked him what the allegations were that Pink mentioned were going to ruin all of their lives, not letting him know I already had the court documents proving what they were. And
No, you didn't prove anything. But let's continue.
He said, quote,
"No allegations were going to be made against me. This was between her and another woman." Okay. I never encouraged Pink to do anything, to be honest. I attempted to get her to move on. You have shown no proof that anything that Tectone said was a lie. None. Because what you have presented so far shows that Freem was trying to blackmail Tectone and Pink. Where's this magic proof that Tectone lied? Where's this smoking gun that Tectone lied? Because you're going to say he lied, but you have no proof that he did. You're manipulating your honest by going through things so fast. I have to go back and pause on things so I can actually read it and go, what the fuck are you talking about?
"No allegations were going to be made against me. This was between her and another woman." Provably a lie.
No, it wasn't a lie.
It was so
At least
horrific.
nothing's been shown that it was.
Freem would respond to all this with, "I'm well aware of the many lies that continue to be said about me, my relationships, and my alleged actions. As social media isn't the appropriate forum to address legal matters, I'll just say that neither I nor my attorney has heard from anyone about actually resolving this matter. I won't be commenting on this further." Pink would even run cover for how Tectone treated his wife in the car clip from earlier, explaining, "Oh, you don't understand. Tectone realized that day that his wife of 10 years had been cheating on him."
Keep this in mind. This is the day he caught her and Cruz huddling on the couch and realized she was cheating on him with Cruz, his assistant.
Which is pretty crazy, considering only 5 months later, Pink would announce that Tectone had been cheating on her.
Weird question time. Has anyone here ever been cheated on? How do you react to something like that, by the way? Like, is it weird? Like, I know some people are like, "Oh, you'll crash out or something when you learn about that, like you got cheated on." But is it weird that for me, like, I just like, oh my God, I don't have to deal with this piece of shit anymore.
Tectone, as you will see throughout.
I hate to tell you, everybody, even Tectone is, cheating is not necessarily abusive. Cheating is a sign that the relationship is pretty much over. And someone is a fucking coward that don't have the guts to go to another person and say, "Hey, I don't want this relationship no more." Now, Tectone did actually cheat. Yes, I'm calling him a coward. Granted, I have seen no evidence of him cheating. I'm not going to say Freem cheating, because this is what I call high school drama. Because even if he cheated on Pink, they weren't fucking. Okay, they were in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. You know, and it wasn't for a very. Let me put it in more bluntly. Tectone was on the rebound. Any relationship after his marriage was not going to be a long-term one. That's typical human behavior. But let's continue on, because he's made. I hate to tell you, when you're cheating on somebody, you lie. But come on.
Would lie to his audience in a
Jesus
pre-planned
fucking
narrative
Christ.
in an attempt to dissuade accusations of cheating against him.
When did you and Pink break up? Me and Pink broke up like mid-June. Do you all need proof of that or no? Are we gonna take my word for that? Do we need proof? I'm gonna do it anyways. I feel like it's important. Just because I don't want anybody to doubt what I'm saying, and I know it's a pretty serious topic that people really like talking about. Yeah, once again, I want to be very clear. No ill will towards it whatsoever as of right now. I don't really care. I mean, it was made public against my will, but I don't care. But yeah, I have a message that I sent to Jimmy on June 28th where Pink and I broke up. But yeah, it was good. Nothing bad.
Tectone for real just pulled up DMs of his modding him and just had this.
He gives a shit. I'm assuming at this particular juncture, Tectone has dealt with drama because of his divorce. Probably had things set up just in case something come out by Pink that he did this, that, and the other thing. And when he's on a stream and someone brings it up and he goes, here you go. Pink and I broke up, keep it secret, and I'm okay. Who brought it up first? Was it Tectone or Pink? If Pink brought it up first, oh, there you go. She went public with it. They could have just kept it private. And now, please show me where Tectone lied or Tectone was cheating on Pink. Because this amateur fucking bullshit means absolutely nothing.
Pre-planned so that people wouldn't think he was cheating. Pink would respond posting receipts of the real breakup that was in July. Please stop talking about me on stream. Stop lying. I broke up with you because I suspected you cheating on me. Stop taking pot shots at me on stream. You know the next day we got back together, I broke up with you on July 23rd. Didn't want to be your friend with benefits on July 26th. You wouldn't even let me ride in the car with you and Sophia, and I was outside the house drunk and alone. I'm not stupid, and I suspect cheating. Just stop. It wasn't good. It was a lot of bad. Pink attached text messages to the tweet of her breaking up with Tectone, where she specifically says twice that she was scared of him.
And then she went after his wife, and there was a whole controversy over that. She basically protected him.
She suspected of him cheating. She didn't have proof that he was cheating. He suspected he was cheating. Okay. Where's... This is fucking making no sense. Resident Tech. Why does people have to be little shits in these fucking videos? I mean, come on. It doesn't help you. It doesn't make you look good. Even when I talk about Nux, I don't sit there and say, hey, this guy's a Nux cocksucker. This guy likes to lick Nux's balls. I try to keep it professional. Every once in a while, I'll let some minor insults slip out, like saying that Nux doesn't have a working brain cell. But I don't make something like this. I would just have this person's name there. Fucking hey!
And he used her constantly.
I wasn't sure.
What lie?
After Tectone was caught lying, he would respond in a classic manipulative manner. Quote, you ever just lie to protect someone, but they make it so hard? Aw, he's lying to protect Pink. Not because he was cheating.
What did he say, Pink? He could be lying. That's such an ambiguous statement. Where did he say he lied to protect Pink? I mean, I'm not going to waste my... Because here's just a little bit of honesty. I don't really give a fuck about Tectone's drama. I don't like these fucking type of videos. because they're manipulative. They just say a bunch of shit saying this is the truth, this is proof, and he hasn't shown anything so far. I don't know if Tectone was abusive to Pink or Frame. And guess what? I still don't know. All I do know is that Tectone went through some painful personal relationship due to a divorce, which is always painful. No one never has a good time with it. That he hooked up with someone, they quote unquote dated. He was on the rebound because when you're in an extended relationship, know what your greatest fear is? Being alone. So you immediately jump into another relationship because you're afraid of being alone. Because you're still dealing with a long-term relationship ending, and you need a security blanket to make you feel like that you're a worthwhile human being. And typically, you get involved with someone who is just like the person you loved, and it never works out. But let's continue.
And trying to assert a public narrative, to which Pink would respond by saying, "He's not lying to protect me. He's lying because he doesn't want Sophia to know we were still together. I was told by someone else. He told her the same lie. We both know how you treated me and your ex-wife. You had her sign an NDA to keep her quiet about the abuse, and told me to specifically go over the car clip on stream, and lied to me and said it was the day you caught her cheating. But I found out later it was a lie. Just like your many lies you used to manipulate me to make you look like the victim, when she was the victim all along. She didn't even know Cruz till a month later. As shown here, this is how
he said, she said shit. Show proof that her...
2 plane tickets from June 2022 of Cruz flying to meet Tectone, who later dated Freem. This is important because it proves that Freem did not meet Cruz until well after the car clip of Tectone acting like an abusive towards Freem. It proves that Tectone lied to Pink.
Show proof that Cruz didn't meet her before. Show Cruz's itinerary before all this. Show something backing up your statements. All you got there is got Cruz flying in. Who said that Freem didn't go fly to meet him? Because when people cheat, they get rid of the fucking proof. So their significant other won't find out. And I hate to tell you, as much as I disapprove of cheating, I believe, as someone that has gone through that situation, is it painful? Yes. Do you feel like you're a piece of shit? Yes. Because someone's cheating on you. Is it really abusive? No. Now, the hurtful things that people say, verbal abuse, different story. But the act of cheating is, once you realize someone's cheating on you, you deal with the pain of that, you realize that that person who did the cheating was a fucking coward. Because they didn't want to come to you and say, let's end this. Because they didn't have the fucking guts to do it. The person who did the cheating is worthless, in my book, especially in a marriage.
In his audience about his behavior being because Freem cheated on him. He is a liar.
Keep this in mind. This is the day he caught her and Cruz cuddling on the couch and realized she was cheating on him with Cruz, his assistant.
You lie! Tectone would go live the next day. Of course, not to address anything specific about him lying or the timeline of events. This is typically what he does, but
You have shown no proof that he lied. All you have is statements from people who were in former relationships. And you don't know if they're fucking lying either. You have no actual proof. You're using X, Twitter. Hell, why don't you go to fucking Reddit too? Show some actual court documents saying that Tectone cheated on this person. Tectone was beating the shit out of someone else. Tectone was, some of the accusation was sexually abusing anybody. Show me a court document. Something. A police report. Something. Because right now, all we got is he said, she said. We have nothing backing up their statements. You don't know if Tectone's lying. You don't know if Pink's lying. You don't know if Freedom's lying. You're choosing to side with the girls because you don't like Tectone. I'm 20 minutes in this video, and I can clearly see the bias. I can clearly see the manipulation, but I can't see no facts backing this up. Nothing. And what evidence you presented showed that Free was trying to blackmail people, according to court documents. That for some reason you chose to put in your video, and if people pause on it and read it, it kind of makes her look bad. And I know I complain about people reading and comprehending things, but come on. If you read it and you comprehend it, you just look at the words. Don't look into hidden meetings, because court documents aren't done that way. You come away with thinking Freem was trying to blackmail Tectone and Pink.
To talk in vagaries and try to manipulate his audience.
And then one of that posse decides to go to the dark side because they're too dumb to realize how good they had it with the main group. People who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, it's fine. It's all good. I'm not the person who keeps saying like, oh man, I'm going to keep talking about it. Why are you talking about it? I'm going to keep talking about it. And I'm letting you guys know, for all you guys who know what I'm talking about, just know that person is going to keep talking about it till the end of time. So we'll probably be going over this about 80,000 more times. And it's going to be weird as shit. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to keep being weird as shit. Okay? It's going to keep being weird as shit.
My advice to Tectone: don't bring it up. Don't respond to it. Don't. So move on. Because you're giving what this person, I'm assuming he's talking about either his ex-wife or Pink. Just say, well, no, take me to fucking court. If you got all this proof, just take me to fucking court. And I'm not going to talk about this anymore. We're going to have this discussion in court. I'm not going to talk about it on X, because guess what? People read into every fucking word you put in there. You can say thank you. Oh, he's telling her thank you for this sexual act. Well, you just wrote thank you. Oh, he's cheating on this person. I just told him thank you. That's how social networking behaves. They don't comprehend a message. They don't look at the basic message and go, that's what he means. They look for hidden meanings. They try to read between the lines. So Tectone, my advice to you, no. Yeah, just keep on blabbing about it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to move on with my life, because it's kind of funny. I'm living in your head. You're not living in mine. Move on.
It's gonna keep being weird and shit.
He's poisoning the well here, almost as if he knows something else is coming. Oh, it's gonna keep being weird, guys. I can't say the person's name or even talk about the specific allegations being made. It's just so weird.
And it's just gonna be over and over.
No, it's intelligent. I hate to tell you, buddy, whatever your fucking name is, Shamu, whatever.
And over and over and over
Uh,
again.
It's intelligent. You know why? Because if you don't name names, you can't get sued. He's putting out there that I'm a liar, or putting out there he's using my name in a defaming way. Being ambiguous about it, using statements where no one's name is very intelligent. Something he should tell Knox. Because now he's 100% legally covered. You're talking about me. Prove it. Yeah, say your name. Prove it. Prove that he's talking about Pink. Prove that he's talking about Preem. You don't know who the fuck he's talking about. You're making assumptions. Now remember, assumptions makes an ass out of you, not me.
And guys, I'm gonna let you guys know this. Here's the plot twist, guys. Here's the plot twist. I've done nothing wrong at all.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. And that's it.
Wow, what a shock. The guy who weaponized his now ex.
Prove him wrong. I know where you're going to go with it. Prove him wrong.
Girlfriend against his ex-wife with police charges, lies, and smears is now somehow totally innocent of any wrongdoing whatsoever.
If anybody asks, did Techie do anything weird? Did he do this thing? Did he do that thing? No.
It's funny that prior to any of the serious allegations becoming public, Tectone is already priming his audience, telling them,
What
hey,
fucking allegations?
I mean, these people, there's people that are out of control right now. And aren't I so kind by not even saying their name? Because I am trying so hard to keep things cordial, but holy, I am trying so hard to keep it cordial.
No, you're being smart because they can take legal action against you, buddy. And even if there's current legal actions, you need to be as ambiguous as you possibly can, because whatever you say on your stream can be used in a court. If you say this a person, and you're not even identifying gender. If even you say she, which she are you talking about? I mean, do you have to kind of watch what you say until all this is worked out? Yeah, because that's the best way to do it. Now, everybody's going to say you're lying because you're supposedly talking about this person, you're supposedly talking about that person. There's no evidence. There's no factual evidence. He could be talking about the female cat next door.
I am trying so hard not even to bring up their name.
Right.
Like I had it removed from my chat.
He's just the best guy ever. He banned his ex's name in chat, refuses to say her name because he's a saint. It's not
No, he's intelligent, dude. God.
because he wants to respond to this in a totally disingenuous way.
Like, oh my God.
Should I get the harp out? Because you're harping on this pretty damn hard. You know why people do shit like that? They want to move on. They want to move on with their life. Because the internet, if they can get an extra 15 minutes of the fucking drama, is going to bring it up. That's what this is. This is, no, hey, I'm going to do a video calling Tectone Twitch the most abusive liar because I want to keep the drama train running.
off. Jesus, it's
I
insane.
might have been banned.
And the worst thing is I'm trying to protect this person, but they keep yapping.
Interesting.
And then this person knows my dad has cancer. Like, just off.
You guys have to understand, he's actually trying to protect his ex, and she's attacking him while his father has cancer. Just more manipulative bull.
And it's my reputation for.
Prove that his father doesn't have cancer. Okay, listen here. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off. I watched my father. He was like 280 pounds. Waste away to was 85 pounds from bone cancer. And I was dealing with my marriage breaking up at the same time. You have no fucking clue what that is like. And you made a fucking meme of it? Who's the piece of shit now? I don't care if it's true or not. I'm going to go based on Tectone's word. You want to know why? Because if he lies about it and it's found out that his dad doesn't have cancer, well, guess what? You will get a fucking mob after you. It's a piece of shit move to make a meme out of it. To imply he brought it up just to protect himself. He brought it up to show he's dealing with a lot of shit. And he's trying to keep it together. And besides that, what does that have to do with anything that you're bringing up? All this is fucking padding to show that you have no proof, no evidence of anything you have said so far in 20 minutes. And you got 60 more minutes of shit. I'm assuming, because goddamn, pull something out of your ass proving your statements. Because so far, you have done nothing at all. You haven't shown any factual evidence for any statement you have made. You have shown no evidence that Tectone has lied. You have shown no evidence that the accusations against him are true. All you have done is try to manipulate people to believe that Tectone is an abusive liar. Who gives a shit about what you think about Tectone? Who gives a shit about what I think about Nux? Even though I have presented evidence, you've presented opinions. You're presenting your opinion as truth. Who gives a flying fuck about your opinion? Just like when Tectone gave his opinion about VTuber orgs and saying it's the truth. No, it's just his fucking opinion. It's not truth. Because he didn't present any evidence backing up his statement. So show me evidence, proof that this is actually fact about Tectone. Not that he said, she said bullshit. Show evidence that he was abusive. A court document, a police report, something.
For years, the amount of people that have me, that I have in turn protected.
This is so weird.
And kept their darkest in secret. And I've done such a good job of not saying any of the wrongdoings this person's done. And I don't plan to unless my hand is forced. But the problem is I worry about this person so much that if they become aware of their own actions, that they might hurt themselves. That shit makes me depressed.
He could prove that he wasn't lying, but you don't understand. He's actually saving Pink's life from not doing so because he's so empathetic. You can't see it right now, but
Can you prove that he lied? You're just taking one side over the other. I don't know if Tectone lied, but I'm just reacting to your video, and you have shown nothing that he lied. Nothing. Oh, but Pink said this, Freedom said that. Show me that they're telling the truth. What's your evidence that he lied? Other than the fact Pink said this, Free said that. Because you can't tell me that they didn't lie. Not like anybody has falsely accused someone of being abusive and done and go to court and it's found out that they were abusive. Hello, Johnny Depp. Hello, Amber Heard. I bring that up because that was taken to court. 12 people, well, people found that Amber Heard lied. So, legally, a judgment against Amber Heard stated that she lied and she was abusive against Johnny Depp. So show evidence. Show me proof of who's telling the truth. I'm not going to jump to fucking conclusions. You need to show proof of who's telling the truth. Do you have witnesses to any of these allegations that are willing to be part of your video to say, I saw this, I got screenshots of this, I got a video of this? Screenshots, I mean, not DMs, pictures of Tectone being abusive, a video of him doing this shit that he's being accused of. Because DMs, no, it's a fucking DM, don't mean shit. Unless there's, hey, I beat the shit out of Free tonight. I'm a big man. He's having that conversation with Asmongold. Hey, I forced Pink tonight. God, it was hot. Show me evidence that he sent that in a DM or something like that. Because then that would be easy. It'd be easy to say, hey, he's lying. But you haven't shown shit. All you're doing is stating your opinion. You know what? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Just some state more than others. And buddy, right now, and I'm saying your opinion reeks to high heaven.
But he's actually on a cross dying for all of his ex's sin.
Because I'm trying to help somebody that clearly will not let me help them. I'm not going to hold back anymore. So off, or I am going to say what I need to say. And I'm going to say this very clear.
Yep.
I have never done anything that is cancelable.
Some excellent foreshadowing from Tectone. Currently, he's dealing with relationship drama. So why did it jump to being canceled?
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's just too much, man. It's like
Just like why everybody right now is begging and pleading Johnny Depp to forgive them. Because he got canceled. And they found out, hey, we believe the wrong person. That's why you wait for facts to come out before you open your fucking mouth. Because, what is it, Shamu? You're the new Nux Taku. Because you're just using video clips and you're just trying to make your opinions look like facts. Because you're not willing to wait for the truth to come out. To some kind of judgment that people looked at evidence and proved this person lied or that person lied. All you're doing is your opinion.
every day, all these motherfuckers can't keep my name out their mouth, and I do them a service of never even mentioning their name to not exacerbate the issue. But I swear to God, one of my closest friends coming out? They think that shit me? Hell no. Jesus, these people are so pathetic. I am going to move on. And the worst thing is, you swore you would never do this to me. Because I even told you when we started this that I'm horrified of another person who I tried to take care of trying to me again.
You can tell how freaked out he is, and this is prior to any of the serious accusations becoming public by
Dude. I can't fucking believe it. I can't. I can't believe the guy just recently going through divorce. People say, "Oh, you got divorced. It's you move on real fast." No, you don't. Know how long it takes typically people to get over a divorce, regardless to which side it is, who does what. Okay, typically it takes a man, on average, I would say that, and this is not a factual statement because everybody's fucking different. When I went through my divorce, it took me 3 years to get over. 3 years. And because I was it was almost 12 years of marriage. Him was 10 years of marriage. And there's that period of time during that marriage, towards the end, when you're trying to work it out. Or one of you is trying really hard to work it out, and you're mentally exhausted. And that's not something that goes, snaps right back into place. Then you have one of the people who are giving you emotional support. Your father get cancer. Now you're already mentally tired because of the divorce. Now you got to deal with the fact that your father has cancer. And going through another situation because you kind of didn't take time to adjust to yourself. You jumped into a relationship and it wasn't a healthy move for you. And then because you didn't want to be alone. It's human. And it was not a healthy relationship from either side. And now that's stressing you out too. You got your dad with cancer, and you're still not 100% over your divorce. Now, that's what you're seeing here. Is someone who's mentally tired of dealing with personal stuff, and you feel like his life has gone out of control. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know even how to get it back in control. To back where he's in a healthy place mentally. He's trying to push through it by streaming, but he has to deal with people bringing up bullshit all the time. I was lucky. In a sense, my shit wasn't online, that people were... I wasn't... I've only been a YouTuber for about, what, a month? Now, imagine if I was on the level of having almost 1 million subs on YouTube and Twitch. Everybody's going to have their nose so far up my ass to tell what kind of farts I'm going to have if I'm go through some personal drama. Sort of like how Shamu has their nose so far up Tectone's ass so they can sniff the next little bit of drama. I'm trying to say, you're reading way too much into the shit. You don't have any facts. Hopefully, somewhere where there's in the next 60 minutes, you will present some actual facts.
Pink. He's directly referring to Freem screwing him over. He knows what's coming. And the crazy thing is, it's
told you when we started this that I'm horrified of another person who I tried to take care of trying to me again.
You can tell how freaked out he is, and this is prior to any of the serious accusations becoming public by Pink. He's directly referring to Freem's
Indirectly is not proof. That's not evidence. You are making assumptions, which is all you've done so far. For the love of God, show some fucking proof. Show some evidence of what your thesis statement here, Tectone, Twitch's most abusive life. Show some actual evidence. Because right now, you have shown jack shit.
screwing him over. He knows what's coming. And the crazy thing is, it's so vague that nobody in the public knew any of the accusations Freem made. So he's directly talking to Pink preemptively months before Pink made any of the allegations public. And none of the people
How
have
do you
context
know?
of what he's referring to until now.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
The people who I help the most always me over. And you know what's crazy? And you see the people in my chat, and you see him asking who, and guess what? I'm still not going to say it.
It's smart.
Can we imply,
Because
though?
at least I have some courtesy. That's my problem, is that I'm too good of a guy.
It's not that, Tectone. It's smart. It's smart. Because if you start saying names, you open yourself up to lawsuits. Okay? Being ambiguous is smart. Or better yet, not talking about it at all. Someone brings it up in chat, and say, I'm not talking about it. You can keep asking as much as you want. Only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get banned. Because I'm not going to talk about it. That's all Tectone has to do. He doesn't have to react to this shit. Because right now, at this parent junction, I don't know what this is like in 2024 or 2023. He's reeling from so much. He needs to take a step back and take a breath and go, okay, I need to stop dealing with this shit. Wait till court dates and all that. I don't need to be talking about this on my streams. I don't need to be dealing with people saying shit on X or Twitter or TikTok or wherever the fucking social media that you use. I'm just not going to talk about it. Because I'm going to move forward. If they want to constantly have me in their head, that's their problem. It's not my problem.
One day I'll crash out and I'll just post receipts of everything. Because here's the thing, guys, I don't do he said, she said. I keep receipts of everything.
It's important to remember that as this escalates throughout, Tectone threatens to leak things, which he says will prove his innocence on several occasions, but he never does. He never posts anything.
That's smart. What? You can't say that Tectone's trying to intimidate people. Or, there's another theory. He's not going to play his hand because he doesn't want people to know what he has. Because he's saving it for a lawsuit, which would be smart, which would be intelligent. Because if the other people don't know exactly what proof that he has, maybe one, they'll shut the fuck up and everybody can move on without having lawyers involved. You're in a romantic relationship, it didn't fucking work out, move on. It's difficult. You got to process the emotional pain of something not working out. You just move on. Simple as that.
And things are about to get so much worse. On November 20th of 2024, Pink would post on Twitter, quote, "How are you supposed to feel if a guy is abusive and makes you cry, then shoves your head into his crotch and demands you suck him off, and his excuse is, emotion just turns me on when you cry. Or when you're asking that you don't feel comfortable doing something sexual and he records you and demands you stop making faces and pretend you like it. Quick pause, but in the text Pink put out months ago, she does ask him to delete any sexual videos that he has. You don't know if it's consensual, obviously, but felt it was worth pointing out. Or you say you don't want to do it anymore, and he shoves your head down till you throw up. Guilt trips you into giving and says, do your job, you don't pay rent. I took you to a water park, so you owe me. And all you can do is sleep upstairs because you know what he's going to keep telling you to do. He doesn't touch you, doesn't have sex with you, just keeps you around as a machine and degrades you.
Now, me personally, I'm going to just keep it 100%. It will never not be the hottest thing ever when a thick female has a dick in their mouth. I will never need anything more than that. And it's just like, wow, bro, look at this human vacuum cleaner.
Makes you feel ugly. Don't wear baggy clothes. Straighten your hair. At least wear eyeliner around the house. Your self-worth totally crushed. I hate that people warned me. I didn't listen because I was so manipulated. I hate that I was lied to when another girl who went through worse was trying to come forward. Remember the stream Pink did where she went totally nuclear on Tectone's ex-wife?
She was going to do something much worse, so bad it would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not going to say what it was that she was doing, but it was so horrific it would have ruined all of our lives.
Freem was originally going to go public with allegations of abuse against Tectone. This is why Tectone had Pink go nuclear on Freem and accuse her of revenge and file a police report. This would lead to lawsuits involving Freem and Pink. Many of the claims Tectone was making that Pink would parrot were determined to be false, and the case would be settled after the determination in Freem's favor. Now, another settlement outside of this lawsuit happened between Tectone and Freem, I believe in Freem's favor, and led to both Freem and
I believe the testimony, but have no hard receipts. Payouts or something happened throughout the pic. They are accused. Freem of original shooter, then lost. It was separate from Pink suit though. What? A payout son or something happened after Freem of revenge point. Shoot her, then lost. It was separate from Pink's. Then, if you have no hard receipts, then why post a statement? Actually, it makes things worse for you, for your argument. Now, let's go back here to these.
I hate that people warn me.
Posts. Okay. This is he said, she said stuff. Sorry. This is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Because this is what Amber Heard did. I'm sorry. I'm not one to say if someone goes to X and say, this person did this to me, maybe we can do this sexually and this sexually. Go attack. I'm one of this piece of persons that going, please show proof. Show me that you went to the police. Because the things she said here, you could go to the police and file a report. She can go to this day and file a report. But she hasn't. Oh, she was traumatized. She's not so traumatized that she doesn't go to X. That's one of the things that, no. Because right now, what's protecting her is that she didn't say Tectone's name. At least I don't think so. Because this could be anybody. This could be Shamu. Because she doesn't say a name. We don't know who the fuck she's talking about. Which is smart. Don't get me wrong. Smart. Right? But it's he said, she said. They'll literally go to court. Someone has to take this shit to court. And that's when evidence, actual people investigate. People that does this as a living and not just so they can chase clout on YouTube.
trying to come forward. Remember the stream Pink did where she went totally nuclear on Tectone's ex-wife?
She was going to do something much worse, so bad it would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not going to say what it was that she was doing, but it was so horrific it would have ruined all of our lives.
Freem was originally going to go public
Why
with
do you show
allegations
this
of abuse against Tectone. This is why Tectone
Oh, this was all back here, you know? All this was back here. In fact, it was almost 10 minutes ago. Why didn't you bring this up then? You know, why didn't you bring this shit up then? Now you got people so manipulated they're going to believe what you're going to say here. Okay.
Tectone had Pink go nuclear on Freem and accuse her of revenge and file a police report. This would lead to lawsuits involving Freem and Pink. Many of the claims Tectone was making that Pink would parrot were determined to be false, and the
How do you know he was making her say that? What evidence do you have that confirms your statement? Pink says so. Not good enough. Unless Pink shows receipts. Let's see if Pink shows receipts that Tectone forced her to say this shit.
case would be settled after the determination in Freem's favor. Now, another settlement outside of this lawsuit happened between Tectone and Freem, I believe in Freem's favor, and led to both Freem and Tech being placed under NDA. So Freem...
Did you say it, you believe?
Settlement outside of this lawsuit happened between Tectone and Freem, I believe in Freem's favor.
So you don't know? You don't know. You believe. You don't fucking... Dude. You don't know. Then keep your mouth shut. Oh, dear God. If you don't know something, don't say it. Because now you're manipulative. Now you're trying to just spread hate. Fucking God.
And led to both Freem and Tech being placed under NDA. So Freem wasn't ever able to go public with her allegations against Tectone, but there will be more evidence shortly that they were very, very similar to Pink's. Me and her are good now, but I should have listened. When you're in it, you feel blind to reason. I see some comments that are worried. I just want to let y'all know I am out and have been at my own place and am safe. Don't want to worry anyone. I've been taking it one day at a time since this.
Today, you are going to see me at my worst. Today, I feel like gonna be real, and I'm gonna address this right now because this is not content for me. I mainly just want my mods to hear this because I know a lot of my mods know about this. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. This ain't funny. This ain't cute. I can no longer help someone who is this stupid. I can no longer try to protect someone that is this stupid, who would betray me this much. And guys, I'm gonna keep this vague. I'm gonna keep this vague for a reason. Okay? So if you're confused, you're going to stay confused. I know the person who needs to hear this is going to hear this. And I mean this genuinely. I did everything for you. I helped you with everything. I fixed everything for you. I was there for you like nobody else was there for you in your whole life. Your words, not mine. The fact that you're letting these people get into your ear, people, the same people who are talking.
How do you know? You're making assumptions. Show evidence. You better show evidence after you spend probably another 5 minutes with just him talking. This is what most of this video has been about. It's him talking. There's been no actual evidence of anything. No facts. Just a lot of inflammatory statements. No facts. You don't even know the results between the lawsuit between her and him. You believe, but your belief is not facts. Show facts.
behind my back illegally, by the way. The same people who placed me under an NDA where I cannot talk about them. I know they're talking to you right now behind the scenes, and they're getting you to believe in bull, letting them get in your head and make you imagine problems that never happened.
This is such an insane explanation. His ex-wife
Why?
manipulated her to create all of the things Pink talked about.
It's no more insane than you saying Tectone manipulated Pink to say things about Freem. It's good for the goose, but not the gander. You can't have an opinion, which is all this is an opinion. You can't have a theory that he did something, but this other person can't be doing the same shit because that makes you a fucking hypocrite. Okay, you can't say it's okay for Freem to do it, but it's not okay for Tectone to do it. It makes you a fucking hypocrite. Because that's what you kind of I'm saying here.
Does that sound logical?
And it's insane how these things that have happened in your own mind, you are now coming at me, and this just isn't cute. So I am going to leave it at this. My lawyer is going to be contacting your lawyer, the same lawyer that I helped you get because you were scared. I'm not fucking around with this.
Yeah, Pink was scared of a woman that she self-admittedly had never even met or spoken to. Obviously, everything that she knew was coming from Tectone. Let's just look at a portion of the lawsuit Pink...
Obviously, that's just your opinion. It's just your opinion. You have no proof that Tectone did anything you have stated so far. But let's see what his proof is.
Filed against Freem, and you tell me. On August 18th, 2022, Tectone hosted a live stream where he went on a real-life adventure visiting several anime shops and attending an elaborate and expensive sushi dinner.
Okay, tell you what. I'm going to read this out loud because he's just going to read the highlighted part, and that's get all of it. On August 18th, 2022, Tectone hosted a live stream where he went to a real-life adventure visiting several anime shops, attending an elaborate and expensive sushi dinner. Being that this was for work, Tectone, Freem, and Cruzum were not invited to join because they need to stay at home and monitor the stream for technical issues. Okay, why is Section 5.8 part of this? On the same day, Freem was extremely jealous of Tectone's adventure and was pouting in her office. Noting this, noticing Freem suggested they go on their own adventure. Freem was excited by the prospect of going on a date with her crush and agreed. In getting ready for the date, Freem decided to impress Cruz and put him on her hottest outfit, a 2002 era Kim Possible look with a tight turtleneck. She also made sure that her hair and makeup were perfect. Are you trying to say this makes Freem look good?
On the same day, Freem was extremely jealous of Tectone's adventure and was pouting in her office. Noticing Freem, Curzum suggested they go out on their own adventure. Freem was excited by the prospect of going on a date with her crush, Curzum, and agreed. Freem decided to impress Curzum and put on her hottest outfit, a 2002 era Kim Possible look with turtleneck and cargo pants. She also...
How do you know? This isn't you don't know who gave her this. You're making an assumption, but you don't know who gave her this information. This is a legal document. All right. Which, funny thing is, if Pink lied and says she know all of this, she could get charged with perjury. So you're not really helping Pink by saying she lied.
also made sure that her hair and makeup were perfect. Spence, mentioned that Tectone was intimidated.
Her ex-husband was Tectone. Spans mentioned that Tectone was intimidating because Tectone was larger and louder than Spans. Extremely rare. Unprovoked, Freem responded that Spans shouldn't be intimidated by Tectone because he has a micro penis. So obvious what you're doing. Weirded out by the conversation, Spanish directed his conversation in a different direction and excused himself shortly after. I would be weirded out too. Subsequently, Annie and Span attended a few anime nights at Freem's apartment, but again, Freem started spreading rumors about Tectone and Pink, including Tectone having a micro penis, and Tectone paid for Pink's plastic surgery to make her more similar to Freem. Essentially, Freem will take every opportunity to disparage Tectone and Pink, and while making their disparaging remarks, Freem would be in a chipper yet spiteful tone. This toxic treatment pushed Spans and away from Freem. If you're trying to make Freem look good, I would include that. You're just going to read, you're going to cherry pick this stuff. And not take in the full context of what you're showing here. What you're showing here doesn't make Freem look good.
Intimidating because Tectone was larger and louder than Spans, which was extremely rare. Unprovoked, Freem responded that Spans shouldn't be intimidated by Tectone because he has a micro. I just find it rich that after getting Pink involved in this,
I find it rich that you just posted that just so you can say micro.
letting her pursue revenge charges, then attempting to sue Freem based on Tectone's testimony of events, he takes absolutely no responsibility for any of this whatsoever.
Funny side note, 4chan's / he has in microtone over here. What does that have to do with anything? You're supposed to be proving that Tectone is Twitch's most abusive liar. You haven't done that yet.
It makes me question just how culpable Tectone was after all
You
the
almost
measures Pink took against Freem.
Yes, I found the day they got sushi from court documents. So what?
That they are now on good terms.
If you want to do this, then let's do this. But I can't sit here and hear your dumb schizo the out, which I thought you were medicated for. I guess not. Schizo the out repeatedly. So enjoy.
You know, dude, people go through bad situations. And because they bring their personal life on the fucking internet, which, like I said, mistake. But he's not naming names. You cannot say my ex-wife and my ex-girlfriend are crazy. Unless he says Freem and Pink. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that need him to say it. I'm making assumption. Assumptions aren't facts. Tectone is being very intelligent here and not naming names. He's not. He's not naming anybody. People are going to assume he's making these statements, but if he goes to court and this clip is shown in court, all he has to say, I didn't say anybody's name. Prove that I'm talking about Freem. Prove that I'm talking about Pink. Prove it. Show some facts that this little stupid thing here is actually true. Right? And I don't mean your opinion. I mean hard evidence. Because if you can't, guess what? You can't fucking say that. You can't fucking say that. Well, he's going through all this shit. They're making all this, saying all this stuff about. Who gives a shit? It's he said, she said. That's not facts. Their statements, until proven, aren't factual.
Boy, my lawyer will be contacting your lawyer, and we're going to shut this down right now because this is ridiculous.
That's a smart move.
Cordial. I tried to be nice. I tried to be happy. I tried to help you, and that's the way that you're going to repay me. Great. Check your phone messages. You'll be hearing from my lawyer very soon. I assist everybody that I.
This is fucking stupid. You've done this so many times. We get the point. You don't like Tectone. We get it. Can you actually start showing some hard facts?
No, the same people who I help the most end up me the hardest. And it happens year after year after year. And everyone wants to pretend that I'm the bad guy. I'm done being the good guy.
The next day, Tectone would post a response on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I want to read the statement.
Me the hardest. And it happens year after year after year. And everyone wants to pretend that I'm the bad guy. I'm done being the good guy.
The next.
Okay. Okay. Now he actually saying someone's name. As many of you are aware of by now, Pikachu, well, Pink. I'm just going to go with Pink because I'm not even going to try to say that. My ex-girlfriend has accused me of numerous things, of a number of things that I can't let go unaddressed. I have been accused of sexual assault, potentially rape, prostitution, severe emotional abuse, among other things. I want to make this extremely clear. Everything she accused me of in her statement is a complete lie. Nothing about these accusations is true. They are entirely made up.
Next day, Tectone would post a response on Twitter as well, giving Pink.
Out of respect for our previous relationship, I would give Pink 2 weeks to apologize for these statements and acknowledge that they are false and inaccurate. If this does not happen, I will pursue legal actions against Pink and those who knowingly repeat her lies with a reckless disregard for the truth. I have preserved all text messages, videos, and additional evidence from my time during the relationship, and more than willing to prove my innocence in a court of law. I am more than willing to comply with any legal investigation into the truth of what actually happened.
2 weeks to apologize and retract her statements, or he will.
I'm certain that when all the facts are laid out, my innocence will be unquestionable. As a victim of sexual assault myself, I find it absolutely disgusting that someone who will weaponize a lie on this scale and using false claims of sexual assault and rape as a weapon to achieve some sort of revenge for how a relationship ended does not. Okay, let me read it. Using false claims of sexual assault and rape as a weapon to achieve some sort of revenge for how a relationship ended does more damage to real victims than almost anything else. It's because of liars like Pink that weaponize trauma that legitimate victims are questioned and aren't trusted.
He will pursue legal alternatives. He also claims that he.
Cherry picking shit. I'm trying to read this statement.
going back years.
Okay, that's not even.
The hardest, and it happens year after year.
I'm
after
sorry.
year,
I want
and
to read
everyone wants to pretend that I'm
Tectone's
the bad
statement
guy. I'm done being
because
the
he
good
doesn't
guy.
give him
The
enough
next day,
time for
Tectone
anybody to
posted a
pause
response
this
on Twitter as
video
well, giving Pink
to.
2 weeks to apologize and retract her statements, or he will pursue legal alternatives.
Oh, because a house. All right. Okay. Because of how serious these accusations are, I will not discuss them in any capacity until I'm certain there's no other path forward. I'm forced to pursue legal action to clear my name of these malicious lies. Thank you to all my community. Thank you to all my for sticking with me through this. Y'all's support means the world to me. My content will remain unchanged as I've done nothing wrong and will never let baseless lies stop me from doing what I love. I kind of respect that, you know that? Stating what you can look at as a threat, or you can look at as a statement. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be nice and give you this amount of time to clear this up, or I'm going to take legal actions. I'm telling you what my intentions are. Now, I love using Johnny Depp as an example. He did something similar. He told Amber Heard, stop saying this shit, apologize, or I'm going to take you to court. She didn't. He took her to court. And won. Was at that point, when you go to court, it stops being he said, she said. You bring evidence in to prove who's telling the truth. That's what needs to happen. You need, if both parties continues down this path, you're going to end up in court. You're going to spend money on lawyers. Someone's going to get a monetary settlement, and the truth is going to come out. I'm not saying Tectone's telling the truth. I'm not saying Pink is telling the truth. I'm not saying Freeman's telling the truth. What I'm saying is we don't know what the truth is. And to take one side over the other is just fucking opinions. It's not the truth because we do not know what the truth is. Has nobody learned anything about from the largest defamation case that happened? It was what, only 2 years ago? The Johnny Depp trial was all about someone trying to Me Too him and him saying, that's a fucking lie. Take it back. No. See you in court. Oh, he lost in British. Oh, look at the state of the UK now. Are we surprised? Jesus Christ.
He also proclaims that he was a victim of assault as well, which is not a good response to SA allegations. Can't be the.
Why? Why? If you have been sexually assaulted, someone accusing you of sexual assault is traumatizing. So why is that not a good response?
The abusive rape. If I'm the. You triggered my card. Next day, Kitnetic on Twitter makes this post, which I find pretty interesting. Quote, it's pretty damn.
How far are you
Two
going?
women I was very close to told me the exact same story about the same man without ever having spoken to one another, to the last detail, going back years before they ever even knew the other woman existed. The same gaslighting, narcissistic, manipulative cycle of abuse. Pink then
All right.
hearts this tweet.
If you're gonna read it, read all of it, please.
Going back years before they ever even knew the other woman existed. The same gaslighting, narcissistic, manipulative, cycle.
All right, listen, my love. If you're in a relationship with someone who makes you hate who you are, then they are not the right person for you. If they talk down to you, force you to dress or act a certain way, or coerce you into acts that are not your, force you into acts you are not comfortable with, this isn't healthy. It isn't. It isn't okay, and you deserve to be loved the right way. There are people out there who will treat you with respect and gentleness. If you feel you're always walking on eggshells, if you feel you're always walking on eggshells, find a safe way to leave. You deserve to be walking on clouds. So what? I mean, this bottom part is true. The top part, is she talking about Tectone? Is she even talking about free and pink? I have no idea. I have no clue to the whole fucking drama involved in this. It's kind of the reason why I'm watching this. Because one, I find this kind of video disgusting, but who the fuck she's talking about?
Cycle of abuse. Pink then hearts this tweet, which confirms that it has to do with her, and the other person was obviously free.
How do you know that? It confirms that she likes the tweet. Doesn't confirm it's about her.
Who is going to come out with allegations before something happened and NDAs were signed. Maybe a payout, possibly. Tectone would also announce what he...
God damn. If you don't know if it's true, don't fucking say it.
Called his resignation.
Tectone's the Twitch's most abusive live. You haven't proved that yet.
So this would have been the second go around with abuse allegations, except this time they became public. Tectone actually tries to pass off that his contract was up and he chose not to renew.
Let me explain to you why I left.
Better have some fucking evidence to back up your statement. You better show proof of what you're saying.
OTK. Why I resigned from OTK. The reason why I resigned from OTK, why I did not sorry, I'm very tired. Why I did not renew my contract with OTK that expired on November 1st, 2024. The original contract was 2 years with an additional option to extend by an additional year, thusly completing my 3 years in OTK.
How do you know? Don't add shit. Don't infer stuff. Show proof of statement.
And the reason why I chose to not renew with OTK is because it gave me a weakness. And I realize I really don't like having weaknesses.
Yeah, sure. It was just a cosmic coincidence. It happened directly after Pink's allegations became public. Screw it. I'll count this one.
Are you calling me a liar? You sit on.
No, Shamu, I'm counting that as a bullshit counter because you haven't proved that's a lie. Show evidence. It happened at the same time as Pink. So what? Maybe he got a better offer. Jesus. You haven't shown any proof that he lied. You have zero evidence so far. Within the next 30 minutes or so, this last section, all better all be evidence of the things you have said.
Pressure would mount until Tectone decided to go live on the 24th and make the single worst response to allegations I have ever seen in my time online.
We're going to talk about everything. However, in regards to a specific situation, I am only going to give you the tip of the iceberg, because the rest I am going to hold until I need to say it.
Now would probably be a good time to talk about maybe a little bit more than 5% Tectone.
No. If you're going to do legal actions, you don't lay your cards on the table, because then you're being a fucking idiot.
Actually provide receipts or talk about the situation more.
Why?
Considering your last two girlfriends appear to be calling you a rape.
I want to let you guys know.
When did they say that? Oh, you're going to go to the forcing me to do this? You need to show where they said Tectone did this.
One thing. I am not going to tell you a single lie this entire stream. At least I'm gonna try not to. And you know what's crazy? Oh, and guys, in case you don't know what the allegations are, let's just get them out of the way. I have been accused by my ex-girlfriend of being abusive, mentally abusive, and potential. I've been accused of all those things. And before, there's a guy in chat who's saying,
none of that proves shit.
again. This isn't an again thing. This is a one-time thing. There is no again.
That's a lie. Liar. He's a liar.
In my
Prove
30
it.
years of being alive on this earth, there are two things that I've never done. I have never cheated. I have never placed anyone under an NDA.
Tectone unfortunately forgets to include the in the list of things he's never done. Keck.
I'm going to give you
Fuck you.
You guys 5% of the proof and the evidence that I have in my favor. He doesn't touch you, doesn't have sex with you, and keeps you around as a blood machine and degrades you. First of all, I've never degraded you. I never have, never will. And the other reason is Pink. You understand why I would not have sex with you. As a victim of sexual assault and rape myself, I had trauma when it came to having sex. This is a known fact. I have told you this from day one. I've also said, if you can't handle it, it is what it is. I don't want to apologize for being raped and being scared.
So this isn't a big secret, but a context you should probably have is that this was the case for the majority of the 10 years with Freem and 2 with Pink, which corroborates Pink's allegations, the type of physical relationship that was had. Tectone attempts to offer this.
If they said that this is true, that he didn't like to have sex or has issues with having sex, doesn't that mean that it proves his statement that he's not lying? Now you're just trying to degrade the guy. In fact, you're proving his statement is true.
As an explanation, but it really just illustrates how disordered he is.
Now, I would like everybody.
What? What? All you just proven is that his statement about being sexually abused affects his willingness to have sex. That's all you have proven. You have proven that you agree that he's been sexually abused and that he would do some of the things that he's being accused of. Because that's your opinion, because you're making no fucking sense.
Buddy to know. Over the course of the past 4 months, I have since gotten over that.
Well, that's a bit convenient.
I'm understanding everything the romantic do is crazy.
The demon is a liar.
You proved his statement is true. That's not a fucking lie. You lying about his romantic prowess when he's self admittedly doesn't don't need to have fucking sex to be romantic. Obviously, you're still in your 20s. You do not need to have sex to be romantic.
So, I would say talking about things is good.
Tectone addresses Pink's post and provides only a single receipt, which in his mind is going to clear the entire debacle up.
No. You do not show all your cards. If you're contemplating legal actions, you do not show all cards. Because why give your case away in public? That's one of the reasons why Amber Heard lost. But Johnny Depp didn't show any of his cards. He waited till they got in court and then put it all on display.
Must be pretty damning. Let's take a look.
Guilt trips you into giving jobs and says, do your job, you don't pay rent. I took you to a water park, so you owe me. Pink, you implied that I was paying you to suck my. That is not true. You know that's not true. What you would do is you would go upstairs, you would record your OnlyFans, and then you would beg me to suck my dick. You say that I would say, do your job, you don't pay rent. This is factually untrue. Here is you paying rent, not one time, but multiple times. That is you paying rent. And now what you might be thinking is, oh, well, maybe those are just edited screenshots. Well, then if you're not happy with my word, allow me to show you your own. My trauma with Tectone. I have been Tectone's roommate for a year now, and I can say he is one of the most understanding, kindest persons I have ever met, and contrary to popular belief, I do pay rent, Lamau.
Total Tectone victory. He did it. She paid rent.
No, he kind of proved that her statement was false. That he said that, do what I tell you to do because you don't pay rent. Show me where she didn't pay rent. That she had to suck his dick or to stay in the house. Show me where her statement is true. All you just did was prove that the statement was false. Show me the other side.
She was lying, right? Only there's one big tech dope issue.
She never said that she never paid rent. She said that Tectone told her that since you don't pay rent, you have to pay me back in these other ways. And then we literally saw a video of him doing exactly that.
Fucking bullshit.
She never said that she never paid rent. She said that he said she never paid rent.
Is that the garbage has not been taken out in 7 days. It's Pink's responsibility And the reality is that she's in my house role-playing as a goth Hooters orderer, waitress. And honestly, it's really annoying because the reality is she doesn't pay rent. The reality is she doesn't pay rent. She's not doing her responsibilities, and she needs to do.
Oh, hang on a minute,
garbage is
bro. So, dude, that is very deceptive on his part.
It actually beggars belief. The only point Tectone makes to address and fight against these accusations, he just straight up lies about. As he clearly states there,
the reality is she doesn't pay rent.
This was one of the things I actually asked Tectone about. And surprise, surprise, he refused to answer.
You didn't prove that he lied. You proved that two people have issues with Tectone. Tectone showed evidence that she paid rent. He was upset that she wasn't doing her chores around the house, and may have been a little agitated and said that statement, but it's not proof of that he lied.
You were lying. And I wish she would understand. If she would just delete the post and apologize, all of this would go away and things would go back to normal. Will you tweet out the proof? I will at a certain point. I will at a certain point.
Just because he hasn't done it yet doesn't mean he's not going to.
I really, truly hope that you guys believe everything that is that I said. If you didn't, I'll provide proof later.
I'll wait till proof. I'll wait for evidence to say that I believe Tectone. What I'm saying, and I know people are going to misconstrue this, I'm saying this video has proven nothing. Other than the Shamu doesn't like Tectone. That this Tectone's Twitch most abusive liar is his opinion. There is no factual evidence of him lying. You're right now in the whole drama that Tectone's involved with Pink, Freeman, his other ex-girlfriend. It's all he said, she said. You don't know who's telling the truth. Before you make videos like this, wait for the truth to come out. Then you can make this video if it comes out that Tectone has been lying. And the evidence is they go to court, people look at all the evidence, and they make a judgment on who's telling the truth. Right now, we don't know. Yeah, it sounds like I'm on Tectone's side. No, I'm on the side of the truth. I am on the side of someone saying this inflammatory statement. You better have some shit to back it up. Hard evidence, not he says, she said shit. Just factual evidence that backs up this statement. Because other than the only thing I see is a hate campaign. That's all I see. Because I don't see no evidence of the statement, of the thesis statement of Tectone's Twitch's most abusive liar. I don't see anything proving that statement to be true. And we only got about 20 minutes left here. Geez, can we cut out with the fucking memes?
Without proof, nobody knows what actually happened. But it's like, dude, this guy's only receipt was him being totally deceptive and just straight up lying, caught in 4K. And here's the thing, it's not even on him to provide proof, but he said he had it and will provide it and just never does as things get increasingly worse. How does this make any sense?
Because he's waiting to see if he has to go to court. That's why it makes sense. That's why it makes sense.
How am I not supposed to see this as incredibly suspicious? Literally, him never talking about.
Because you wait for the truth to come out. You wait for it to go to court.
And I know that now that I have shown proof with receipts that I am cleared of all wrongdoing.
In January of 2025, Pink would state that Freem never actually had revenge porn on her, that she was lied to and used as a pawn to defame someone that didn't deserve the hate, that her and Freem had cleared up what really happened, and that any lawsuits/charges wouldn't be pursued, and that most of what was put out was distorted in order to defame Tectone's ex-wife, Freem. On January 15th, Tectone made an announcement basically saying,
You know what? I'm tired of you just flying through these posts on X, Twitter. Because it seems that you do not want people to actually read what was said there, because it is going to debunk your statements. I'm not going back. Because it's giving me a fucking headache. All right, well, since I got this one up, because this one was up longer than the other ones, because you want to cherry pick statements again. I hate that I even have to make this post, but I can't stay silent. For nearly half a year, Pink has been subtweeting about me, spraying accusations that are completely untrue. I'm trying to handle this via the legal system, but Pink knows the loopholes in defamation cases. She avoid using my name so she can claim plausible deniability. It's true, she didn't name me. Her strategy has been to post vague comments about me, hoping others would connect the dots and stir things up, all to the damage of my reputation without taking any responsibility. Let me be clear, false accusations of rape, false accusations of rape or sexual assault, SA, are not just harmful, they're reprehensible. These are serious matters, and making false claim is beyond forgivable. All right. Pink has been very ambiguous in her statements, which, smart move. Can't be sued if you don't say a name. It's not a loophole, Tectone. It's just being intelligent. Okay, if she didn't name you, you can't really sue her. All right. Now, you're naming her here. She can sue you, which will actually be a good thing for you, because then you can put out your evidence in court. I don't think she's going to sue you. What I think needs to happen is everybody to move on from this fucking situation. But you got people like Shamu who wants to write off your name to get clout. Let's continue on.
Hey guys, I know I said I was going to sue Pink, but unfortunately, she knows all the loopholes in defamation cases. Yes, the young OnlyFans girl who sounds like this.
Look, okay, I'm a girl. I don't want to look bad. What if my coochie comes out?
Here's a crazy idea.
Thank you. Now my sisters are now gamer nerds and weebs.
Are you trying to degrade her? I'm just wondering, out of curiosity. Are you trying to degrade her? The great defender of Pink? Because that's how she sounds? Interesting.
And I have infected them.
Is a defamation savant, totally ruining your life. This makes total sense. Don't question.
So you're basically saying she's stupid. It's kind of what you just implied, buddy. I'm an idiot. I wouldn't know how to make a statement without naming somebody, because I'm a girl and I got an OnlyFans account and couldn't be intelligent at all. Right, jeez. You think Tectone's abusive.
But from the website Law Shelf, it specifically states that, quote, for a statement to be considered defamation, it must be about the plaintiff. Even if the statement does not mention him or her by name, it can be actionable on grounds of defamation if a reasonable person would understand the communication as referring to the plaintiff. And seeing as every single person on the internet that knows about this understands that it's being communicated by you, it looks like you're full of shit yet again.
It depends on the state that they live in. It depends on the state they live in and where it's filed. To make it clear, there was a case, Vic Mignogna, in Texas, where he was named as being a predator. Texas has anti-slap motions. So before you actually can go to court and face your accuser, you have to kind of prove that you have a case. I'm going to make a logical assumption. Tectone's lawyer probably says, you're not going to pass the slap. You're going to spend money. You're going to go, and as soon as we go in there to face the slap motion, you're going to lose and you're going to end up paying her money. Do you want to go forward? Because of the ambiguous statement of not saying Tectone's name, it's harder to pass the slap motion because Pink can go in there and said, no, I was talking about the pizza delivery guy. I didn't say Tectone's name. So, because I believe Tectone lives in Texas. I could be wrong, but he can be in a state that has a slap motion. If that's the case, his lawyer probably told him they're not going to pass it. You'd just be wasting money. So what to do in this situation? That's not a lie.
He also states once again in the face of abuse allegations that it's actually him that was assaulted, and that Pink is actually inhumanely weaponizing assault against the real victim.
Prove that he's lying.
It's just a
you haven't proved that he lied once.
Facing these accusations. He also brings up the NDA, but sort of lies about ever putting anyone under one for allegations they were going to make. Well, we know now for a fact Freem was going to come out with allegations against Tectone, and shortly after that, a settlement, payout, or something happened, and both parties were put under NDA. 2 weeks later, on
An NDA does not stop you from reporting a crime. She can go to police if she was sexually assaulted by Tectone. He can go to the police if he was sexually assaulted by Tectone. An NDA doesn't stop that. An NDA basically says, boils down to this. You cannot make any statement that isn't true. That I committed a crime. Basically, the NDA is saying you're going to make a statement, you're going to have to take legal action. You just can't willy-nilly go on the internet and say whatever the fuck you want. And if because we don't have any evidence, because you don't know what the fuck happened between Tectone and Freem, because Tectone is most likely under NDA that he can't talk about the case. Same as Freem. Now, does that prevent Freem or Tectone filing criminal charges against each other, against Freem or against Tectone? No. A crime cannot be covered up by an NDA.
January 23rd,
Why didn't you look that
Pink
up?
announced that she had contacted the police and reported Tectone. A couple of months after the Pink allegations became public, Tectone got a literal berserk tattoo to represent his struggle. If you don't know about berserk, essentially the main characters get what is called a brand of sacrifice, where after receiving it, they are doomed for eternity to be pursued and sacrificed by demons. This guy gets accused of abuse and is acting like he is Guts from Berserk.
What's this
literally
fucking gotta
branding
do with
himself to represent
anything?
his struggle. It's unbelievable. He's like Guts, guys, but instead of fighting demons, he women. Not only this, but what do you think Berserk is famously controversial for? You guessed it, gratuitous amount and sacrificed by demons. This guy gets accused of abuse and is acting like he is Guts from Berserk, literally branding himself to represent his struggle. It's unbelievable. He's like Guts, guys, but instead of fighting demons, he women. Not only
He can sue you. Even though you beat it out, he can sue you. You just accused him of a crime. And even if you edit your video, I got it. I got evidence that you said it. That Tectone can sue you for. You have no proof that he committed a crime. There's been a police report. Now it's just allegations. Because a police report has been filed. You can say allegedly. Because there's actual police report filed of him doing something. Now, if it comes out later in this video that it's dropped, dude.
only this, but what do you think Berserk is famously controversial for? You guessed it, gratuitous amounts of SA. I'm not kidding, this guy got the anime tattoo after getting accused of it. After he cut off communication with me, for the next few days, he started emo posting stuff like this as well, which is hilarious. He's Guts, for real, for real. Since you're being sacrificed, I guess I'll be void.
What does this have to fucking do with
And that
anything?
should bring us to the present. And unless you've been living under a rock for the past 6 months, you've probably seen an entire legion of content creators crying about this guy.
You know that Hassan Piker?
Yes, somehow, the man with the small head who kicks a bag worse than any mid-40s woman doing jazzercise has become the face of radical politics and terrorism on the internet. So much so that the feds are now pulling him into back rooms to talk to him about Twitch bans.
For those of you who don't know, I was detained by Customs and Border Patrol. I was tactically ascertained. They're watching. Oh, the feds are watching. They're always watching. Feds are always like this. Okay, now.
I got a feeling, Hassan Piker. And just because his son and Tectone and Asmongold and Nux are in a whirlpool of accusing each other of shit, and you are taking a side of Hassan Piker, I think this is what charged you or may help you come to make this video. It wasn't about facts. It was about being a fan. Because you haven't shown any facts.
Now we know for real.
People are so obsessed with taking this guy down, they've actually weaponized the ADL to go after him.
But all of us.
I thought we were talking about Tectone, not Hassan Piker.
Gauzy profile a few weeks ago of this gamer Hassan Piker. Like, extremists should not be empowered. People who spout prejudice should not be platformed.
Gone are the days of Sam Hyde putting on an Irish accent, talking about hunting him down in his house in California. We've now entered a
What
period
does this
where
have
every
to
single
do
day
with
is full of people
anything?
clutching pearls and bitching about how the small head man needs to be banned off of Twitch's platform because he's a dangerous man. The guy's been a leftist extremist since working at the Young Turks. This isn't really a new development. But if I have to be subject to everyone
Who
crying
gives a
about this
shit?
guy, you have to listen to me cry about how repetitive it is.
Oh,
Alleged
fuck.
Weinstein Tectone decided he wanted to get in on the Hassan bad craze by announcing he was leaving Twitch. I am genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't.
Once again, what does this have to do with your thesis? You still haven't proved it. Now you can kind of say you proved that you like Hassan Piker and you don't like the fact that people are going after him. What the fuck does this have to do with anything about Tectone being Twitch's most abusive liar? Why is this even in here? It makes no fucking sense other than you are a fan of Hassan Piker. You want to take Tectone down. What does this have to do with anything? If anything, it shows a bias and that we shouldn't take anything you have said so far seriously. Oh, fuck it. This is the reason why I hate videos like this. It'd be like if I would do the same thing if Hassan Piker is Twitch's most abusive content creator. I would watch it. I made a decision to go live about it when I got to here. 7 minutes in. Because it didn't pass the smell test. Because all of this has mostly been videos. There's have been no actual documentation. This is just one person's opinion that he's, in my opinion, is trying just to ruin Tectone because he's a Hassan Piker fan.
Punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. My fathers, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to be changed immediately.
I did not watch my buddies die face down in the muck.
Hassan would.
Okay. No, I'm done watching this bullshit. I'm done. Okay. Tectone's dad is infamous essayer. Who gives a shit? Tectone doesn't have to pay for the sins of his father. So, know what that? Go fuck off. Dad and Tectone insanely gooning on who gives a shit? Eyewitness. What does this have? So what? What does Tectone does not have to pay for the sins of his father?
My life.
That's quite a change from his original threats to sue Pink for defamation, isn't it?
You no longer have 2 weeks. You have 24 hours.
I mentioned this earlier, but I did speak with Tectone. He said he would answer whatever I wanted. However, once he noticed the questions, he hid behind the NDA with Freem, even though half of the questions had nothing to do with her. I asked him about the allegations, and as stated earlier, he just straight up lied to me about that. I asked if he ever posted any other receipts as he said he would, if there was ever a period of time where Pink wasn't paying rent, and why he wasn't pursuing a defamation case after he said he would. He responded with, I think the problem with a lot of these questions is that with an ongoing lawsuit happening, I think you know I can't talk about a lot of this. Out of curiosity, to not feel any fire, wouldn't it just be better to wait to make this video until the result of the investigation?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. Because now your bias shows. You don't like Tectone, you're a fan of Hassan Piker, and you're making this just to make Tectone look bad. That's all this is. There's been no actual evidence. Yeah, I didn't go through this stuff because the stuff about Tectone's dad, so what? So he was found guilty of sexual assault. What does that have to do with Tectone? Unless some evidence comes out that Tectone helped his dad commit sexual assault, it has nothing to do with Tectone. Why does this need to be made now? That's a legitimate question. The truth hasn't come out. Like I said, I am not on Tectone's side. I'm on the side of the truth. I'm on the side of the truth being told, facts being told. Not making a video is with basically a false accusation at the top. Twitch most abusive liar, which you haven't proved that Tectone has lied. You don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know if Freem's telling the truth. You don't know if Pink's telling the truth. You don't know if the ex-girlfriend from 2 or 3, whatever, before his marriage was telling the truth. You don't know if Tectone is telling the truth. There's no evidence of who's telling the truth. Oh, you had 3 women over here saying stuff. Well, guess what? There was 3 women in Amber Heard's case saying the same shit. And they all lied to protect their friend. What's your fucking point? Your point is you don't like Tectone. Well, bravo, you proved your point. You haven't shown anything. And that's what really irritates the living fuck out of me. Is people like you, people like Nux, that say shit and hurt people before they wait for the truth to come out. Because if the truth comes out that Tectone is actually guilty of all this stuff, then you can make a fucking video about it. Not create a hate mob. If the truth comes out that what people have been saying about Hassan Piker is wrong, then everybody's going to have to fucking eat crow. Or get sued by Hassan Piker. The truth doesn't take a side. It's just the truth. Backed up with evidence, backed up with facts. This is just one giant hit piece. It's giant waste of fucking time. Other than people who have a hate boner for Tectone will find any entertainment value out of this. Dear God, I know. I want the truth to come out. I want to know what is actually going on. And if I was Tectone, even I'm going to my other computer and going to X. I got a message. He didn't respond to me, which is fine because I know he's live right now. But even if he does, I'm not going to go make a fucking video showing his response to me. All right? Because this is the only message that I sent. I'm a very small channel, 6 subs, and very new. To be clear, I called you out on your takes on VTuber industry and stuff with Nox Taku. I'm not hiding anything. That being said, I find this video disgusting and going to do a react to it. I'm not on anyone's side, but I think these type of videos are just clout chasing. I'm going live now with my reaction. If you wish, I will send you a link to the VOD. You don't have to link my channel or mention my channel. I'm not looking for clout. I just want to be very open with this because just like him, I reached out to Tectone. If he chooses to respond, hey, I'm going to look at your VOD, so be it. But this is just a hit piece. That's all it is. There's no truth. There's no evidence of the truth. There is nothing in here proving his. I call this a thesis statement because this statement is supposedly what's to be proven in this video. That's just his opinion. There's no truth into that statement because he showed none. Yeah, I can't believe. Kind of wish I did this at night so I can actually have some alcohol. It's still far too early in the morning, in the day for me to have a drink. Like, God, I wish I had drank some alcohol. It's, wow. I'm done. I've had enough. Huh. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, all that YouTube bullshit. Oh, by the way, yes, I don't edit the words rape or sexual assault because why should I? Does it editing those words make anything better? No. Better to talk about it with facts than making hit pieces. Anyway, you guys have a good day. At least try to enjoy the rest of the day. God knows, I'm going to make another cup of coffee. I'm going to kick back and relax and watch some Minecraft videos, and maybe get this video out of my head.